What everyone, hello, and this is Shepard, and I don't even really know what to call or label this video. I guess it's kind of like a little bit of a did you know sort of concept where I'm going to try and demonstrate exactly how exhaustion works on afflicted monsters. I don't see a lot of people talking about it, and it's not the sort of thing most speedrunners are going to really actively discuss, because no matter the situation, you're almost always going to be building for the highest possible meta DPS, and that's understandable. You're always going to get the fastest quest with that, especially if you're resetting over and over again. However, if you are not doing a speedrun and you are doing quests maybe a little bit more casually, and especially as you start getting up to the highest level of investigations that are available to us, you might find yourself struggling more and more to get through the topple on overcoming the afflicted state on the monsters. And in regards to that, there are two ways that you can overcome it. The first one is relatively obvious. It's simply damage. So as you damage the monster, whether it's through your, hitting it and just dealing damage, or hitting the spots that have the afflicted orbs and causing damage in that way, that will gradually deplete their afflicted state until the point where they will topple over and become exhausted. If you don't do it in time, though, of course, they morb out and they end up, dealing a bunch of damage to you, stunning you, giving you blood, all those things. The second and far less known thing that also contributes to that is simply doing exhaustion damage. So a couple different ways of doing exhaustion in this game. All impact attacks have some form of exhaustion attached to them. Between Hammer and Hunting Horn generally has higher exhaust values, but Hammer is still okay. I'm sure Sword and Shield, the Shield Bash, is also okay as well. We have here, of course, on the right, a exhaust file switch axe, which, because we're using the switcher deco, uses exhaustion in every single hit, and then of course the files, when they're amped up, also do it as well. And this is going to be the most extreme case, of course. Great Baggy has a 40% weakness to fire, and we're using the Magmadron switch axe on him on the left, so this is about as good of damage as you're ever going to get. And it's not one-for-one synced. In the Magmadron run here, we got interrupted early on, which kind of put us a little bit behind. But on the right side with the exhaustion one, we got a Lagambi that distracted us later on. So it kind of works out fairly well. So you can see, even in spite of a little bit of an earlier setback, the Magmadron did come out ever so slightly ahead as soon as we laid eyes on the Great Baggy. But as you can see on the right, our exhaust file hasn't really been that far behind. He's already blue, and now he's dead. And so this is, the worst possible matchup, the worst possible combinations of things that you're going to see. But it's really something to keep in mind as you get up to the very high-leveled afflictions when you're fighting multiple monsters. So say they're all resistant or weak to various statuses or elements, and so they've got no commonalities. Keep in mind, if you have the ability to do exhaustion on your weapon, whether it be a hammer or a hunting horn or exhaust file switch axe, that in some cases for these multi-monster quests, this might be the way to go. And generally when I'm doing SOSs, this is one of my more favorite sets to run, simply because I can go in and make sure that I'm going to be extra contributing to overcoming the afflicted state on the monster. Any questions about this or anything else in title update? Number one, let me know down in the comments below. Check me out streaming on twitch.tv/SDShepard. Streaming there almost every day. I'd love to see you there. Otherwise, until next time, good luck and have a good hunt.